part of my personal journey is finding out that I was diagnosed with having autism. People would always tell me, think before you speak. Okay, thought before I spoke. Not realizing that anything was different. I think it would have benefited knowing at a younger age. Oh, you don't look autistic. That's hilarious. Not at all. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment to help out with this fun YouTube algorithm. Part of my personal journey is finding out that I was diagnosed with having autism, high functioning autism, when I was 26, 27 years old. And yeah, that's definitely a new experience. So I remember growing up feeling like there was definitely things that I was different from other students and kids around me, and not really realizing what it was. Just thought like, maybe this is just something that they all struggle with. People would always tell me, think before you speak. Okay, thought before I spoke. Still rub people wrong and get in trouble. Not realizing that anything was different. It's like, I'm doing what you said, don't really know what's wrong. And there was like other minor things that possibly showed up. Looking back, I could kind of sort of see how, most definitely looking back, I could see different moments. It's like, oh yeah, I wish I knew then. I know that's probably easy to say now because I'm in the adult perspective, but I definitely do think it would have benefited knowing at a younger age, because then I could have learned how to deal with communication better, could have learned how to just deal with different struggles within school, within just trying to interact with other people, because communication is such an important human aspect that we can take for granted when we're good at something with it. And that definitely was something I wish could have happened earlier, as being diagnosed sooner. But let's first, I'll dive into this totally disorganized story. It's not going to be chronological at all. So before I got diagnosed, I remember just there's recent events within like that, the 2 years leading up to it, that really like changed things in my personal life, my family life. And it kind of came to a point where I was like trying to I was researching. I love researching online, trying to like, okay, why do I struggle with this communication issue, not only within jobs, but also within my marriage. Like, there's a ton of different things that had come up, different situations that arose to make me like look into it, as well as a lead up to eventually getting therapy. My wife like kind of recommended, went to therapy, definitely very useful, and that kind of is where it sprung into, hey, based on this, to the therapist, should I get tested? Went for it, and then got the results, found out that I had high functioning autism. And it made sense. It made a lot of things make sense with different interactions I had as a child, to different things throughout being a teenager to a young adult. It was definitely made sense for a lot of things that happened when I was at college, because of course when you anyway, when you go and you have to live with other people, you learn a lot. I wish at that time I knew, because I think it would have helped not only this perspective of the other individuals that I for sure offended. Maybe they wouldn't have been offended, or maybe they would have handled it better, as well as maybe I wouldn't have done or said the things I did, or at least would have had a conversation with them and would have been able to maybe just find a support system versus just pissing people off. Did that really well. Sorry for those who lived with me in college who ever see this. Now you'll go, oh yeah, that makes total sense. If you've ever watched the show Young Sheldon or Big Bang Theory with the character Sheldon Cooper, yeah, so it's fun watching it and it's funny, but try living with them. So I'm not a doctor in physics. I am hopefully not that harsh like he is, but there's definitely times where my wife says, yeah, you're Sheldon. So yeah, it's fun. With autism, so let's jump into that before I dive into more of a chronological order. With autism, it's a spectrum. So you have individuals who have autism that are would consider being high function versus low functioning. High functioning meaning they're able to communicate verbally, talk. They have sometimes to the level of being seemingly what people would consider normal, and that definitely was a perspective that I could give off, because I was at times, I remember being told after being diagnosed, oh, you don't look autistic. That's hilarious. Not at all. Don't tell someone who has autism that. What does that even look like? I think they are connecting other things. So with autism, like I said, it's a diverse. If you meet one person with autism, you met one person with autism that has autism. There is so diverse. You have low functioning, which would be someone who, to a point, potentially is nonverbal, and they pretty much need help all the time because of there's a lot of inadequacies that they have. Typically, though, there's something that can be seen with each individual, which is typically some form of social awkwardness, whether that's no